Hello everybody, I am the Barangoat and welcome to a new series, How To RA2. In this series, you're going to tell me, hey, I don't know how to do this, and I'm going to show you how to do that. And then we're going to do it again and again until all your questions are answered, and we're starting today with custom skins. Step 1, you got to build a robot before you can skin it, right? So let's make one real quick. Bang, 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 and then we'll do this, bang, and let's give him a wedge in the front. There. Almost made it uneven. Alright, let's pretend this bot has parts in it and it's complete and it's ready for custom skins, because it clearly is not. Looks like a very basic La machine. So once you have your bot built, the next step is to get the template for it. So, to do that, you go to Paint Shop and you look down here where it says Export Paint Template and Import Custom Paint. You want to export. So bang, gotta give it a name, so let's go with Basic Biatch Yo. Now, you see this box below that says export the current chassis texture instead of a template. So there are two ways to export the skin file. One is you get that very basic template you're going to see in a second. The other way is if you have something worked on, so if I did this and then this, oh, I want that to be what I start off with, then you would check that box. Unfortunately, I have never had this work. You always need to start with a basic nothing. Once you're done with that, you need to find your game folders. When you first install the game, it would have prompted you on where you wanted to save it. Mine is in Documents. I had to go a little bit specific with my organizing, but you're looking for something just like this. It would say Robot Arena 2 and then whatever version you got, if it's a DSL 2.2 or something like that, blah, blah, blah. When you click on it, this is what it should look like. You then go to the Custom Textures folder. This is where all of the templates will be saved. Double click that. And here are all of the different textures I've worked on with different bots in the past. You can see there's Carbide, here's Chomp, here's a good one of Hexadecimator. So to edit, you gotta right click and edit and it's gonna open it up on whatever you got as default. Mine is Microsoft Paint. It is probably gonna be that for you as well. And here is what the template will look like. A red background with light green outlines. The light green is part of each side. A few things to keep in mind once you get to this stage. Number one, whatever orientation this is, you must keep it the same. So, for example, if I wanted to rotate this to the right, and then I wanted to do something specific on this side, I have to make sure I put it back the way it was. If you don't, everything's fucked up. Next thing you gotta keep in mind, you see where it shows the pixel size. It is 256 pixels by 256 pixels. This is a perfect square. You must keep that the same. So, if I wanted to bring in something to work on, I can drag the side out like this. Let's say I wanted to add in a picture, and I'll just go with something that pops up. Let's make this bot me. Boom! Look at that ugly face. So, you see all of the white now that is on the bottom and on the right side of your normal red template. As long as you get rid of that at the very end, you're fine. So, we're gonna screw around here for a little bit. Let's take my face, and we're just gonna slap that right there. So, let's say I just did a bunch of edits, and now I'm ready to save it. So, you gotta drag the sides back, look down at the bottom for the pixel measurement, and make sure 256 by 256. If any other numbers appear there, if it's too small, by 1 pixel. If it's too big, by 1 pixel. It's all gonna be kinds of fucked up. I can even show you that if you want. Once you're done with your edits, hit save. Let's go back into the game and let's take a look at what we did here. I'll show you both what it should look like and then what it won't look like. So once your skins are done and you have saved it as a BMP file, which you have to do because that's how it saves, that's how this game works, go back to the Paint Shop, import custom paint, and here's a list of every file that is in your custom textures folder. We want basic bitch yo, and there I am. There it is. As you can see, the lime green lines appear because that is the outmost part of each side, so keep that in mind when you're making your edits. Now let me show you if you don't have a perfect 256 by 256 pixel square. We're gonna make that edit, hit save, let's go back in. So, if you didn't make it a perfect square and you go to import your stuff, that's what you're gonna get. And that is not at all what you got, is it? Yeah, we don't want that. One question you may be asking, can I edit this in anything except Paint? Yes, you can. You can edit it pretty much in anything you want as long as you can save it as a BMP file, as long as it is 256 by 256, and as long as whatever file you whatever's your finished product, it's in your custom textures folder. Simple as that. I have edited pictures before in Adobe Photoshop, and they've come out just fine. And before we go, I need to show you guys some examples of how confusing it can get. One thing you want to do, I'm going to open up the Gigabyte file here to show you this. So this is how Gigabyte had to be skinned, and as you can see, everything is kind of all over the place. Especially with a full body spinner when there's going to be a bunch of different sides like this, it's probably good to go in beforehand like I did with Gigabyte. Pick the pencil tool, 1, 2, 3. And you number every side and then save it, put that skin on the bot, and take some notes. I want to show you guys some of the notes I got here. This is cover up something real quick. Okay, ignore the scribble out, that was for a bi-weekly, but here is where I had numbered all 15 sides, and then I put down how they were ordered on the bot, and then to get the right colors I had to make notes as well. It was so, I think this is part of it too. Okay, see how all these numbers are here? That corresponds to the positioning on the picture here. It was a pain in the ass, but sometimes a little bit of work beforehand will save you a lot of time later. So keep that in mind when you're skinning your bots. Gigabyte, as you can see, all over the place. I'm gonna go find some others to show you. So here are the custom skins for Toro. Now sometimes a box bot is just as difficult as a full body spinner because you can't tell the orientation of every side. So as you can see, the top left boxes here were Toro's sides, the top right one was the front, and then of these two big boxes, the one on the right was his top panel, but you can see the orientation isn't what you thought it was going to be. You got to be careful. You can put little arrows on it to label your shit. That's what I've done for some bots before. Just put a little arrow there, and when you save it, then put that on your bot in the game, and you'll be able to tell. It's not just full body spinners that'll produce a lot of small little sides that are difficult to work with. Here is some skinning for Rotator that you can see was also pretty difficult because just because two sides are next to each other doesn't mean that's how it looks with the bot. As you can see, this is the end of Rotator's name on this top left one here, and the one right next to it was a completely different one. I don't even know. I think this one might have even been paired with this. I'm not even sure. And one other thing that you should be careful of is certain shapes of bots will cause each side to will get tilted a little bit. So here's Yeti's, and as you can see, the the top and bottom panels are on an angle, and it made it very difficult to skin him. You can see how crappy in that big top left panel with all the decorations where it says Yeti towards the bottom, that's his top panel. You can see how crooked all of the letters are. For files like this, it's probably easier to just go onto Photoshop or Adobe Illustrator or whatever you want to use. It'll be a lot easier, and you can make stuff look cleaner. And I think that is everything you need to know to get your bots to have some nice looking skins. If I missed anything, let me know in the comments so we can talk about it there. And if this helped, then you should give it a like. And if you want to see more, let me know with comments below. And next up is probably going to be drum spinners. I'll show you the little tips and tricks I've been working on to make different kinds of drum spinners with and without component freedom. Thank you guys for watching. Leave a like. Bye. Let the bot battle begin! Reality a debutante and already getting popped up by the much larger Sawblaze. Gonna be a real tactical battle here. Reality getting flipped, and Sawblaze with a good bite early on. Can he cause some good damage from it?